So I just sat in on the first consultation between Michelle and Roxanne for the cake for Michelle's upcoming birthday. So Michelle, it's coming near that time of the year. It comes around once a year. It's your birthday. Of course, you're wanting to have a fabulous cake to share with your friends. And you have decided to put Roxanne at the helm. So I'm very interested to hear what it is you want.
I wanted something fabulous that all my girlfriends would look at and think was wonderful. And I didn't know what kind of cake that I actually wanted either. So Roxanne has all that information.
Well, what we've got a variety of flavours here because it's always nice. A lot of people aren't sure what's around and what's available, so it's kind of nice to do a selection. So we've got white chocolate mud, caramel mud, chocolate mud, and just a very light strawberry.
So I loved the fact that Roxanne came prepared and brought along a little tasting plate of cakes and gorgeous icings. I think that's just amazing.
So what do I do?
Well, you can grab a little bit of cake that you like the look of. And as I said, you've got your white chocolate caramel, normal chocolate, and your light strawberry. So you can grab a bit of that one. That's your white chocolate mud.
I'd take that with Roxanne's recommendation. She's the cake champion of the world.
That's a really nice one, actually, because that makes a nice dessert combination. That one's very nice.
You're jealous, aren't you?
And try that one.
I can see it in your face.
Try the caramel. That one's lovely. That's one I've just started to do.
So that's a buttercream?
It is a buttercream. It's called a meringue buttercream. That one's, what do you think?
That's like honeycomb.
That's exactly
really
what
good.
it is. It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that the one you like?
Yeah. So far.
Okay, so what if I put that one down?
So far. That's more.
That's a new one. I'd be interested to know what you think of that one. That's another one I've just done recently.
A custard buttercream.
It's a custard buttercream. I know, but it's lovely.
So bad, it's so good.
My theory is not every day does somebody put a taster plate like this in front of you.
You got to enjoy it.
No, that's very, very true.
So what do you think of that one? The custard
I
one?
like that. It's very light. The tasting plate was great. I've never done that before, and to be able to experience the cakes and then put on the different buttercreams and ganaches, and I don't even know how to make those things. So that was really exciting. It was like going to the perfume store and picking out your favourite perfume. It was great.
That's that's not more like your traditional buttercream. But it's got the liquid glucose, which lightens it off a bit, but it might be a bit too sweet.
I'm liking the choices. These choices are quite extraordinary.
They're beautiful.
Imagine if this was your wedding cake.
Yeah.
And whether you want to try any more, it's a caramel mud. Try that one. I would try that one's yummy.
What with?
That one's actually, you can't go past the caramel with
Again?
that one.
Caramel and caramel.
It's a really nice chocolate one too. That one's lovely. So try that one. That's actually what I can do. I can combine that.
That's really good.
I can combine that one and that one. That would be my recommendation, would be the caramel, because that was the one that you really like with your white chocolate mud. Yep.
This is fun.
What we're doing is we've decided on the white chocolate mud. We're going to do a chocolate ganache underneath and the caramel buttercream, which you liked. And we're going to do the chocolate ganache underneath the caramel buttercream. Okay. So now, regards the style of the cake, are you not too sure what you're after, or are you...
Well,
something a bit different?
yep, I was kind of thinking along the lines of my favourite things.
Oh yes, shoes. Or?
Handbags.
Handbags? Of course. Handbags, well they're always good fun.
Or a tiara. No, I'm joking.
Michelle knew that she wanted something that her friends would like and something that was one of her favourite things, like the shoes or a handbag. But other than that, she was really happy to give Roxanne free rein, which I think is great because it means that Roxanne, who is our cake genius, can run with it and do whatever she likes.
The handbag design encompasses me very well. It needed to be something glamorous, and shoes and handbags are my favourite things. So my girlfriends who know me really well, I think will appreciate it as much as I will as well.
Do that too. But no, the handbags are very in vogue at the moment in cakes, and you can do so much with them. They're gorgeous. So I think that's a lovely idea. And knowing you're as stylish as what you are, we'll go with something that's more along the line of a sort of a not much bigger than a clutch sort of purse, a little bit bigger than that.
It's very dainty.
Very exactly.
Like me.
Want to keep it,
Yes, of course.
But with a bit of a leather trim.
I don't know about you, Michelle, but I always think the more chocolate, the better.
Yes, I'm just thinking more cake.
More cake. We'll do a handle on this one. We'll do. You can do it either way. You could do a strap, but I think if we're going on a clutch point of view, mate, we're going a little slightly more formal with the look. We'll do a handle. Usually I take around about 9 to 10 hours to do a cake like this, because there's a little bit of detail involved, and you've got to pre-do things along the way, but around about 9 or 10 hours it takes for something like this. And we'll get a nice leather trim across the top. and I think a little latch with a bit of zhuzh, a bit of bling here, which is nice.
Bling is also always
Bling is
very
good.
good.
I like my bling.
And then we can do something to formalise it just that little bit more. I can actually do a nice bit of quilting where we just push into the icing. So we get that sort of look with it. So we've got our leather trim.
That's very nice.
And then we've got, this is going to be a different coloured icing to make it look like a softer leather. And then we've got the quilting going on. And we'll do a little something on our little crosses.
Bead.
On our little crosses
Nice.
here. Okay, so we get a bead or a floral or something that's going to give it just in a different colour to contrast it nicely, and again to give it that lovely softness and formalise it just that little bit more.
Girlify it. That's what I like.
Exactly right. We've got to,
And where do I put the candles?
well, I'm glad you asked. You can actually do anything you like. I mean, you can put them in the top of here if you want to, or I think what I'd like to do is it needs a bit more floral, I think. So I'm going to do some nice little cupcakes, just a few, not many, with a nice flower on top. So we'll have a nice little range of flowers on top of here, and they'll match whatever we do on the bag, the colours
Very nice.
here.
How do you feel
looks
about cupcakes,
lovely.
Michelle?
I love cupcakes.
Don't
Who doesn't
love
love a good
cupcake?
cupcake?
Exactly. She came up with a really great sketch. It's amazing how she can sketch. And then decided to not only just make a handbag, including lots of chocolate, but then to add cupcakes in with some flowers as well. So to really girlify it.
It doesn't need to be too big because you're not having a huge gathering.
No.
And I think you'll find that that'll be exactly what you're after, and you'll get that bit of a wow thing
Looking
happening.
forward to seeing it.
Lovely. Just to kind of balance it out, otherwise it could look a little bit too bland. So once we've done our leather trim, nice light handbag, some quilting to soften it, some lovely little flowers, the cupcakes, everyone loves those. I think she'll be pleasantly surprised. I think she's going to love it.
I'm really excited to see what Roxanne comes up with, and of course how on earth she makes it. I can't wait.
So as I said, we've got our flavours, we've got what we're doing with buttercream, we're happy with the style, and you're happy to leave it with me and be surprised.
I am.
Wonderful.
Looking forward to the surprise.
Excellent.
The consultation with Roxanne went great. I'm really happy. I feel really comfortable with what she's doing. She does know me quite well, so that was exciting to see her draw it up, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the cake.
So today I'm really excited because for the first time I'm being invited into Roxanne's kitchen to see how she creates these magical cakes. Today it's Michelle and Jerry's cake for Michelle's birthday, the handbag cake. I can't wait to find out how she does it, and maybe I'll even get to help. Let's go. So this is where all the magic happens. Hello, Roxanne.
How are you? Nice to see you again.
Very excited, thank you.
It is, isn't it?
Roxanne, today you're working on the cake for Michelle and Jerry. Very exciting, a handbag cake.
It is, it is. They're actually becoming very popular. This is a little bit more of an ornate handbag cake, this one. You want to use something that's a bit more dense.
Yes.
Otherwise, it will fall apart when you come to carve it.
So what's this one?
This one is a white chocolate mud cake. We need to put on what they call a dirty ice or a layer of buttercream. Because
That's a technical term.
Dirty icing, it is.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't sound very attractive when you're working with food or a cake, but anyway.
Does this act like as a bit of a glue as well?
It does, exactly. It also acts to be able to stick this onto, so you can work with it. There's a bit of a workout with the rolling, and also one thing that people have to do is they've really got to work it and knead it a lot. So what you want to do, this is the same scenario in any cake that you're doing, whether it's a round, a square, anything. Over onto your rolling pin, and then you bring it into the cake, just with your hands gently, and you start to rub. These are our smoothers. These are invaluable. They're
It
fabulous.
looks like a pretty handy. It looks like what, plaster?
It is. If we keep working with this will eventually start to smooth
Like
out.
magic. I can already see it going.
It starts to smooth out. And what we want to do, we want to come in at the base, not too hard because this is actually covered in icing. This is chocolate icing.
I can already see it's really taking shape, and it's quite early in the piece.
They do. Yeah, it does. Once you get this icing on, it's actually. I find it's the best bit because it is the bit that you need to spend your time with. First of all, we'll take off this excess. So just roll that, and then we'll cut into there. And I said I can tidy the excess up. Handbags, cakes can be any shape, size you're after. This one is that we're doing more as an upright sort of little clutch look. So what we do now is we get a pair of scissors, and don't be scared to do it because we're going to put something up the side.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not a problem. So we go down, and if you have a bit of a funny edge, don't panic. The main thing, all you're trying to do is get rid of your excess icing. We'll do the same thing down this side. And we come down to the base as we did on the other side. I'm going to hold my hand on there because the top's not as much of an issue because we're going to have some detail going on there. We're going to do these little flowers.
And have you made all of those yourself?
I have. We'll actually make a couple as well with those when we get to those.
Right.
You do have to have a lot of patience.
And I have to ask, with the fondant icing, does it have a flavour or can you flavour it?
You can't really flavour it. You can't go adding too much to it from that point of view. You could probably add a little bit of essence to it, but you're better off putting flavouring in the cake.
If you wanted.
I mean, you're welcome to try a little bit if you like to see what it tastes like.
Why not?
You can tell everybody. There you go. I actually think it's not too bad. And again, it's gotten better. Once upon a time, it was very grainy and
very sweet, just like icing sugar.
It is, yeah. What I use with the quilting, as we were saying, I like this edge because it's not too sharp. If you have something that's too narrow, you'll start to cut into the icing too much, and you've got to be careful. It's easy. It's better to go lighter, and then come back and go over it. We've got this tool which we push in, so we're just going to very carefully give that a little bit of a push. The pencil lines.
Oh, so you're just making little markings.
A light indent, and then you can just come down and press down to the following bit. And then I said we'll have our flowers that we'll be putting on there as well. So we just take that up to there.
I'm so excited. I can tell already this is going to look amazing.
So we'll just finish this off, and then we can start to do our sides. The things like the little flowers, because they're very delicate, we'll put that sort of thing on last of all.
Okay.
I send my husband off to work with these cakes, and they absolutely love it. They think it's a hoot. So you can see here, we've got, that's our quilting. Okay, and then we'll come in with these little ones. One of the last things we do, and we'll come in onto these little spaces. And also we're going to put just a few cupcakes around the base.
Gotta love cupcakes. Are they not the best thing ever?
Who doesn't love a cupcake? So it starts to soften. It starts to look a little bit more like fabric or a light leather.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really coming into its own now.
It starts to do it. So what we're going to do now, we want to do our bands up along here. So we get a bit of this fabulous chocolate icing. This is fondant again. You can actually have a taste of this one.
I'm very much a chocolate person.
There you go. It's a bit lovely. And
it smells amazing.
It does. It's beautiful. And I think there's a white chocolate one they're working on now too,
that's
which is
delicious.
lovely. It is very yummy, isn't it? That's what this board's covered in.
Probably not a good idea.
No. It's unfortunately it's a bit of an occupational hazard with all this stuff around.
But you have to test.
This chocolate one has a great density. We're going to be, I'm starting this off a bit longer because we're going to have long skinny pieces. So grab your roller pin. Now that's going to be enough for our two lengths that we've got there. I will trim off so I've got a flat piece at the bottom. So we've got this, and use that as a straight edge. And again, you can use your knife or you can use the cutting wheel. And the cutting wheels are great too. They're like a miniature
cutting
pizza
wheel
cutter.
looks like a piece, or the glass cutters that you can
That's
get.
exactly right. They do. I'm just looking at why we need to make that with what's going on. So I'm going to use the knife this time. So just put a little bit of pressure on this as you go down.
Smell the chocolate.
I know,
it smells amazing,
divine, isn't it? That's what we want to do. Okay, we're going to go up the side of the cake. This actually gives you the impression of stitching.
Of course,
So if you see like little icing bears and they've got their little stitching up the tummy and that sort of thing, that's what this little thing does. So we're going to run that very carefully just on the edge, both edges of this. I'm going to use that. The egg white was another thing that you could use that works as a glue with icing. But I just prefer the water because I find that it works just as well. You get your brush, you just get a little bit of water on this, not too much, and you can see the colour starting to change just a little bit with this. Just run this down the length.
And so because this has so much sugar in it, it makes it sticky, is that how it works?
And it's got glucose and liquid glucose and what have you in it. So that's exactly right. It just makes it sticky. We're going to use more of this chocolate again for more detail.
The more chocolate, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Chocolate
it up.
Again, a lot of these sorts of things are done by eye, so we just run that up through there.
That looks so cool. And that really looks like stitching. That's a great tool.
Yeah. So we come back around here. So it starts to look like it's not actually cake, it's a leather or something.
I just have to ask you another question because I've just finally now noticed that this
you've got to have one of those.
Is fantastic.
Yeah.
What is it? It's like a lazy Susan.
It's all it is.
That makes life so much easier.
You've got to have it. You
and it's great fun.
It is. Don't spin it too fast though, you probably lose the whole thing on the floor. So the next thing we've got with this is actually our handles.
Okay.
So this is how I've done this one. We'll show you how we've done this. Same thing that we were doing before. We've got our icing.
See, you make it look very easy.
Do I?
I feel like I could maybe do this with some practice because cake making is very cool these days, isn't it?
It's hugely in.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. So we're using our water again. As I said, it's a fabulous glue, and it's in abundance. Then we've got our handle here, so we fold over and we join those up, and we slowly start to, because this has got quite a bit of a kink in, as you can see. It's wanting to stay round, and this chocolate, this fondant is it's wonderful to work with. Just flatten it with your fingers a little bit so it's joint. So then again, we've got this gorgeous little stitchy thing here, a little wheel. So we just go around.
I'm loving how impressive that looks.
So then you set it up to dry a bit. I would give that a little brush with some water.
This looks lovely and shiny.
And then we've got to remember, you're trying to emulate something like a leather handle.
Yep.
So it doesn't hurt. Now I made this very quickly. Stand it up in this foam.
Yep.
Again, a little bit more icing sugar onto here, just so it doesn't
Every woman
stick.
loves a good handbag. I've just ordered another one. I'm waiting for it to
Oh, you have? You can't have enough. Every woman needs
Exactly.
handbags and shoes.
And it's something that men will never understand.
No,
That's okay.
they don't.
Because we don't understand the shed thing.
Now I discovered I've actually got some adults only sections, because some people want adults
Really?
Well, some people want adults only cakes. So it's really not
I don't
for
know if that's good or
children.
bad.
We're going to do a little bit more detail on these. We'll do the stitching effect. We'll pick up our handle. We might use this one, because you have to be careful, because some things can weigh down too much. Get our water and our brush, wet on the back of here, push it on ever so
Look at that,
lightly.
it's holding so well.
It is. Thing around this side. Bring that in. Look at that. And join those two.
That looks fantastic.
Like so. I'm going to use this one very carefully. See, we've got a nice little...
That's fantastic. That's amazing.
We've got these fabulous little pieces that I said I've done before. Now we're going to do a little tassel on the end of these, so we just very carefully run that down. So the tassels are very easy to do. A little tiny bit of icing sugar again. Now I might not need them quite that long. Just run down
I see, of course.
with your knife. As I said, I've got to be very careful. I don't go putting too much. And just very carefully, if we come in through here, get that guy to start to stick. Please stick.
I've got to say, I'm very excited for Michelle for this cake. It's going to be wrapped.
People don't like to cut them though.
Well, true, very true, I know.
We come around here again. I'll just squish that little guy back together. We'll cut down here, straight with this one. Around, just take off our sharp corner. Same thing on this side. Just very carefully. We'll cut a little hole in there, which will be what our latch actually fits into. So that comes out, that's gone. And we'll go along. There we go. Just attach that at the base of that leather there. Bring this down. And if we have a look at the front, there we go. So that's that one there. So we're at that stage with the cake. So what we'll do...
Very much a handbag.
It's not too shabby, is it?
No.
So we're going to do a little bit of detail around the base. As I said before, we've got our little wheel here. So this bit clicks out. Is it that look? So we'll do that, and then next we'll put on the we'll clean it up a little bit, and then we'll put on the
So we're getting close to the end now. This is so exciting.
We are. It's not far off. We're going to do as we did before. The handle has already been done, so that's not a problem. I'll just do down through here, because I did stick my fingers with the icing sugar on them when I was putting that in place. Now we're going to try and do these little guys just down there. Put a little bit of water on it that way. And see where our crosses are?
Yeah.
We do that.
People are going to respect cake makers so much
Well,
more now.
I think unless you do it and you play with them yourself, you don't realise just how much work goes into the detail. I think that's the thing a lot of people don't realise. So we'll do these ones on. So we'll do the back quickly. If you're happy to do that just for a little bit and just soften that
Just
up.
kneading it?
Just, kneading it and soften it up. I'll quickly do these little flowers.
I can do that.
It's actually quite nice having a helper.
This is a teeny little rolling pin.
See this bit here?
Yep.
Very odd.
And how have you learned all these things?
Just trial and error. Wrap that around. We'll build an orchid onto here. Piece and this piece overnight. We've got our white spirit, which is actually a bit of vodka. A bit of that, basically mix them up. Nice, isn't it?
Yes.
You can make just about anything out of it. So we just need a tiny little bit off.
Leaving nothing to
In
jam.
this sort of scenario, it is definitely So we do the same thing again, and then we're just going to literally, because this is hard, you can put a little bit of pressure, take off your excess. Now if that's a little bit tacky, it's not that big an issue.
Yeah, because it's going to stay still, isn't it?
It is going to, I can always just use the brush, and I'll just quickly, here it is here. That's it.
Finito.
It is.
That's amazing.
There you go.
Well, I can't wait to see Michelle and Jerry's reaction.
Oh, they're going to love it.
I think that is a perfect cake for a birthday and just a small little birthday soiree.
It'll be a bit nice. I think they'll enjoy that. Excellent. The part I hate the most is the transport. It doesn't matter how many times I've done it, it's the bit I like the least. It really is. You're always constantly looking down at the cake when you stopped. You're always panicking that some car in front's going to put the brakes on and turn without warning. But it got here. The minute I arrive and turn the key off, I take a breath finally. So yes, it was a little bit daunting, a bit of odd traffic, but no, it's here. It's wonderful.
Hey Roxanne.
Hi Jerry, how are you?
Come on in.
Thank you.
That's looking very nice.
Thank you for the birthday girl. I hope she likes it.
I like it.
Excellent. It's always great to see people's reactions. So it makes it worthwhile. You do worry a little bit though, as funny as that is, because the client obviously has confidence in you, but you still worry that, is it exactly what they were thinking of, or will they like it?
Well, here comes your cake.
Happy birthday!
Wow. That is beautiful. It's fantastic. It's gorgeous. It's the most amazing cake. It looks so real. It's lost for words.
Michelle just saw her cake for the very first time and she was so very impressed.
She loved it. Her reaction was absolutely priceless. Beautiful big smile. Exactly what she was looking for. Wonderful. Very happy.
Look at that.
As we were talking about, a little bit of floral, a little bit of bling. Something a little bit more formal, as we said at the consultation, I think. Nothing too big, and just a little nice with the flowers. It just kind of breaks it up.
I was really unsure how to cut into the cake, and I did check with Roxanne and she said to go straight down the middle, so that's what we'll be doing, straight down the middle.
But you can see lots of chocolate, which Christy was very fond of. Her personal favourite, so we put lots of that in. So you should enjoy, I think.
That is amazing.
You like that?
Thank you. That is
my pleasure.
It just looks so real. The handbag just looks amazing. I would pick it up and buy it, take it home with me.
What do you think of the colours?
I love the colours. The colours are gorgeous. I love the flowers. I love the quilting. I love the leather. I love the tassels.
The tassels, it's all about the details.
The tassels weren't in the picture, but the tassels are beautiful.
Particularly by how perfect it was and the attention to detail that Roxanne put in, and the beautiful flowers on the cupcakes, and also the little tiny flowers on the bag as well. It was just absolutely stunning.
It is a work of art. It looks absolutely beautiful, but having done the taste testing and knowing what's inside, I'm kind of looking forward to doing that as well.
So ladies, I think this calls for a big celebration. Roxanne, some champagne.
Thank you very much.
Thomas, you'll have to wait till you're quite a bit older. Sorry about that. So ladies, here's to happy birthday, Michelle. A fabulous cake, Roxanne.
My pleasure.
And a wonderful birthday party.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Happy birthday.
Cheers.
All the
Thank
best. Cheers, everyone.
I'd like to say a very big thank you to Roxanne for my beautiful cake. Just beyond my imagination, what she can achieve. It's wonderful.
Well, that one's done, one down, and we've got another few to come, so I can't wait for you to see the next one.